Everybody is talking about Unity token. People are discussing Unity token. Today I want to discuss how Unity token is positioning itself to build a mega crypto infrastructure, a mega crypto empire that is not just uniting the world, but it is changing lives. How are you, everybody? Thank you for listening to the Crypto Investor Podcast. Welcome back. My name is Daniel Reinhardt, and today we need to talk about something that I believe many people are still not fully understanding. Because when most people hear about a crypto token, they immediately think about prices. They immediately think about charts. They immediately think about exchanges. They think about how to buy low and selling high and make a profit and then run away. Dumping. They think about speculation. But every once in a while, a crypto project starts presenting itself as something bigger than just another coin, something bigger than ethical symbol, than something bigger than a trading asset. It raises so many questions. We are talking about the Unity token, most commonly known as Tunity. And the bigger question here is simple. What is Unity token and why are people talking about it? Is it actually important? Is it that amazing? What is it building? But more importantly, why do people believe Unity token is trying to build something much bigger than ordinary crypto project? Why is it being discussed, and especially around tokenization? Why is it being connected to infrastructure? Why does it keep coming up in the conversations about quantum exchange, PT, BAT Bank, humanitarian work, blockchain payments, and global ecosystem development? And why do I personally believe this project deserves a deeper conversation? Not hype, not blind promotion, and a serious discussion. Because from everything that I have been reading and following and discussing, Unity token appears to be positioning itself around one major idea: uniting blockchain, tokenization, financial infrastructure, real-world assets, humanitarian impact, and global community into expanding ecosystem. And if that vision is being executed properly, we may not simply be looking at a token, but we may be looking at the early formation of a crypto infrastructure empire. Most people misunderstand crypto at large. Before we even define Unity token, let's first talk about the problem itself, because most people still misunderstand crypto. They think crypto is only about Bitcoin going up, Ethereum going down, meme coins pumping, influencers shouting online on X, on Telegram, people chasing the next pumping coin, and exchanges listing new tokens every day. And yes, that side of crypto exists. But that is not the full story. The deeper story of crypto is about infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, the deeper story of crypto is about infrastructure. Crypto is about creating new financial rails, new ownership system, new ways of transferring value, new ways of building communities, new ways of raising capital, new ways of connecting real-world assets to digital markets, new ways of including people who have been left outside traditional finance. And it is where tokenization becomes very important. Because with tokenization, it is not just another crypto buzzword, but is the process of bringing real-world value into digital form. onto the blockchain. That value can be linked to real asset, to gold, to commodities, to aviation assets, business equity, islands, and music rights, infrastructure projects, humanitarian funding, and even future banking systems. So when I look at Unity token, I don't only ask what is the price of this coin. If I buy it today, will it develop tomorrow? Will it pump? But I ask, what is the infrastructure vision behind it? What are they building? What is the infrastructure behind this amazing discussion? Because that is where the serious discussion begins. Unity token or Tunity. It is a crypto token built on Solana network with a stated ecosystem direction that is connected to tokenization, financial infrastructure, humanitarian impact, and global community participation. It is 10 billion supply. There will only ever exist 10 billion of Unity token. And it is important to mention it clearly. 10 billion. Not 100 billions, not 50 billions, not some random number, but the supply is strictly 10 billion coins and 5 billion available for the people. But the bigger conversation is not just the supply, but the bigger conversation is the ecosystem built around it. Because Unity token is not being discussed only as a speculative trading coin, but it is being discussed as part of the broader ecosystem vision that is involving tokenization, blockchain infrastructure, financial connectivity, community building, humanitarian impact, and global unity, and digital asset adoption. That is why the name itself matters. Unity. The name is not accidental, but it suggests connection. It is suggesting bringing people together. It suggests a system that wants to cross borders, to cross cultures, to cross markets and communities. And in crypto, that matters. Because the projects that survive long term are usually not only the ones with hype, but they are the ones with strong narratives, with clear infrastructure direction, with real community belief, with utility, with partnerships, with ecosystem developments and long-term positionings. So Unity token is trying to place itself inside that kind of conversation. People are talking about it. People are discussing Unity token. But why? People talk about Unity token because it touches several major narratives at the same time. And in crypto, narratives matter. A token with only one narrative can attract attention for a short time, but a project that is connected to multiple major global narratives can build deeper relevancy. So Unity token is connected to conversations around, number one, tokenization. And this is one of the greatest topics in crypto right now, the hottest one. It is rotating around Solana. Because Tunity is built on Solana, its benefits from being associated with one of the most active and widely discussed blockchain systems, it makes it strong. Solana is known for its speed, for its low transaction costs, and a growing developer and user base. That positioning gives Tunity a blockchain foundation that matters. Look at how it is positioning itself around humanitarian impact. Unity token is not just being discussed as a financial asset, but it is also being discussed around changing lives, around supporting communities, around connecting blockchain to humanitarian work. It is also a financial infrastructure. This is money. We are talking about money. And this is where quantum exchange becomes important. Because if quantum exchange is positioned as part of a broader exchange, a payment or tokenization infrastructure layer, then Unity token becomes more than just a token sitting alone, but it becomes part of a financial ecosystem discussion. Look at the global unity that Tunity brings. Because in a world where finance is fragmented, banking access is unequal, and many people are excluded from opportunity, a project using the language of unity can become emotionally powerful. And crypto is not only technical, but crypto is also emotional. People follow narratives, people follow missions, people follow movements. This is why Unity token is being talked about everywhere. Because it is trying to combine technology, it is trying to combine finance, mission, and community into one story. It is becoming more than just a mere coin. This is the most important point of the episode, that Unity token is not trying to be seen as only a coin, but it is trying to be seen as an ecosystem. It is building its own ecosystem. And there is a very big major difference. A coin can pump and dump. A coin can trend for a few weeks. A coin can appear on social media and disappear. But an ecosystem is different. An ecosystem, it is different. An ecosystem is built around many connected parts. It has an infrastructure, it has users, it has platforms, it has partners, it has services, it has a mission, it has a long-term direction. And from the discussions that we've been having around Unity token, the ecosystem idea seems to include several major pillars. The Unity token itself. Look at quantum exchange coming up as a trading and tokenization layer. PT Bat Bank bringing tokenization assets onto into institutions, onto the financial rail. The Solana integration, the community growth, the humanitarian story, content, media, and public awareness, and possibly broader real-world asset conversations. This is why I keep saying that this is not just about asking whether a token can increase in price, but the bigger question is, can this ecosystem become useful? Can it become trusted? Can it connect people? Can it support tokenization? Can it help build infrastructure? Can it create real-world impact? Can it become part of the next phase of blockchain finance? Those are the questions serious people should be asking. Those are the questions that serious people should be asking. The mega crypto infrastructure empire is the vision. It is the vision that is being built right now. Now, let's talk about the big phrase here. A mega crypto empire. What does that actually mean? Because it sounds too big. It sounds too bold. But let me try to break it down here for you. Because a crypto infrastructure empire is not built by launching a token on the exchange and wait for people to buy it and increase in value. That's why Unity token do not have ICO. It did not have token sales to raise money and all that. The money has always been there. So layer 1 is the token itself. Layer 2 is the blockchain foundation. Layer 3 is the exchange and trading infrastructure. Layer 4 are the payment systems. Layer 5 are the tokenization services. Layer 6 is the banking and financial relationships. Layer 7, the community adoption. Layer 8, the real world asset integration. Layer 9, the media and education. The humanitarian and social impact. When these layers begin connecting, disconnecting to this, disconnecting to that, that is when a project starts becoming more than just a coin, but it starts becoming an economy. And this is where Unity Token's vision becomes interesting, because the project is not only being discussed around trading, but it is being discussed around the possibility of building a full ecosystem where different infrastructure pieces connect. Bring banks on, bring aviation projects on, bring governments on. That is why Quantum Exchange matters here. That is why PT BAT Bank matters here. That is why tokenization matters here. That is why Solana matters. That is why humanitarian storytelling matters. Because all of these pieces create a larger picture, and the larger picture is this. Unity Token wants to be part of the system where value can move, where assets can be tokenized, where communities can participate, where real-world impact can be created. That is the infrastructure empire idea. Quantum Exchange itself it looks like a strategic piece for me. It looks like a strategic piece. Because in many crypto ecosystems, the exchange or infrastructure platform becomes one of the most important components. Why? Because exchanges are not just places where people trade, but they are gateways. They are liquidity points. They are user onboarding systems. They are financial bridges. They connect tokens to users. They connect communities to markets. They connect projects to capital. If Quantum Exchange becomes a serious infrastructure platform inside and around the Unity Token ecosystem, then it could play a very, very major strategic role. It could potentially support trading access, asset listings, tokenization services, payment rails, cross-border value movement, community participation, and economic liquidity a lot. And this is important because tokens without infrastructure often depend too much on outside platforms. But tokens with their own ecosystem infrastructure, they have more control over their growth movement. That does not mean success is guaranteed. No, success is not guaranteed here. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed. But strategically, the direction makes sense. Strategically, the direction makes sense. Because if Unity Token is building towards a mega ecosystem, it needs infrastructure, it needs rails, it needs platforms, it needs liquidity, it needs user access. And Quantum may be one of those important pieces in that broader structure. Look at how BAT Bank is coming on board and become the entire story. Because this part is very important. For crypto to become mainstream, it must eventually connect with broader financial systems. It must connect with banking, with payments, with compliance, with settlement, with reward transactions and institutional trust. And this is why in a conversation around banking relationships and banking style infrastructure, it becomes so significant. Because the future of crypto may not just be purely separate from banks. It may become a hybrid system connecting both. Blockchain on one side, banking infrastructure on this other side, tokenization in the middle, and users moving between both worlds. So PT BAT Bank is positioned as part of the broader Unity token ecosystem. Then it strengthens the idea that this is not just a coin project, but it becomes part of the larger financial structure. And that is exactly what serious crypto infrastructure projects need. They need bridges between the crypto world and the traditional financial world, because the biggest money in the world still sits inside traditional finance, inside these banks, inside funds, inside institutions, inside governments, inside corporations. For tokenization to become massive, it cannot stay locked inside crypto communities alone. It cannot stay locked inside crypto communities alone. It must connect with the real world. That is why banking infrastructure matters. It matters than never. It matters than never. So from Unity, connecting this and that, it is becoming something amazing. So one of the reasons I care about this topic is because I did not enter crypto from comfort, but I entered crypto through pain. I saw people lose money. I saw families get hurt. I experienced scams. I saw fake promises. I saw people use financial dreams to manipulate ordinary people. And because of that, I do not look at crypto casually, but I look crypto through the eyes of someone who knows what happens when hype is not backed up by substance. That is why I'm very careful. That's why I ask questions. That's why I do research. That's why I care about infrastructure. Because real crypto is supposed to be on about, it is not supposed to be on about making money, making the insiders rich. Real crypto should be able to create access, to improve systems, to reduce barriers. When I look at Unity token, the reason I find the conversation interesting is because somebody says the price. It is not because somebody says that the price will go up, no. But the reason I find it interesting is because the larger ecosystem conversation, the tokenization, the Solana, the quantum exchange, the PT BAT Bank, the community work, it's about people. It's not about money. I think if it's executed well, they could build something much bigger than short-term crypto trend. Yes. They could build something much more bigger than just a short crypto trend. The reasons why Unity token story is powerful is because it fits into a larger global transformation. Because the world is moving forward. Digital finance, stablecoins are growing, tokenization is growing, blockchain payments are growing, AI and finance are merging, governments are discussing digital assets, banks are entering crypto, institutions are tokenizing assets, and ordinary people are also looking for new opportunities. Unity token, it is definitely something that I think a common layperson needs. It is what will link a common layperson to tokenization. Because the ecosystem, it has it all. It has all infrastructures that makes it stand out. Daniel Earnhardt is my name. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to the Crypto Investor Podcast. Stay safe, stay alert, and keep making research.